Faster Fluency Conversation Club podcast. The 6 stages of career change. Where are you and are you ready for a career change? Hey there, business friends. I have a big announcement. In February 2024, I'm launching a new program. It's designed to give founders, CEOs, solopreneurs, and business developers the skills and the language you need to get more international clients. Stand out from your competitors, captivate clients across borders, and pave the way to become the reference in your industry. To be the first to know when this program launches, join my special email list at christinarubuffet.com/clients. Now, let's get into this week's English Conversation Club podcast. Hey, Christina here with the Faster Fluency Conversation Club podcast. And today I am with Karyn. And Karyn, how are you doing today?
I am doing great. It's kind of chilly here in Atlanta, but
a little chilly.
Yeah, a little chilly.
But it's the season, so yeah. Right. Very interested to get into this topic with you today, because I know, we're talking about career change. And before we started recording, you told me that you've actually worked in 8 different careers. Is that right?
Yes. I hate to say 8 different careers because it's going to make me sound very old, but yes,
No.
I started out kind of like in the retail field. We had another podcast where I said I was selling shoes.
Yeah.
And then I sold fine jewelry. I sold clothes. And then I kind of switched gears and I went into, what was my next travel? I was in travel business.
Yeah.
And I never was a company man.
Yeah.
or a company woman. I was for a while. For 10 years, I worked for American Express. I worked my way up. So I was kind of company man there and worked my way up to middle management. And then I switched to marketing, sales, proposal managers. At the end of my tenure at American Express, I was kind of going through the motions at work. I was like, I worked here 10 years, it's so long. I kind of lost my enthusiasm.
You just kind of come to work, do the job that is asked of you and go home and, and I would say, and it's when it's, you've got employees who are just kind of going through the motions. First, it's probably time for a career change for them, just for them so that they feel, I would say, happy and fulfilled and motivated to their job, but also for the company, because if you have an employee who's not, like I said, just kind of seeing their job as like a means to an end, like, hey, I'm just here because I want the salary and the rest of it, I don't care. That's no good for the company either. So, yeah.
I think when it becomes a means to an end, it's time to find another career or another job. So then I wanted to get out of corporate America completely.
Yeah.
And I went back to get my master's degree in psychology and I became a therapist. And that was a whole new experience. So I'm never one to be siloed into a role. I change careers, change jobs a lot.
Better to change. Yeah. And I think that's, because I think that can happen. It's like if you're in a company for too long, the management or, whoever's above you, like you said, they do kind of maybe silo you into the role. It might depend on the company culture and things like that. But I would say if you're probably in these bigger corporations, they're like, all right, this is what Karyn does and this is what her job. And you, once you're kind of siloed into that role, it's kind of hard to break out. It's almost like, Hollywood actors, if they play the same role too many times, they're only going to get that same type of role. I think it's, you've got to be able to reinvent yourself.
Yes.
And I feel like I feel like you tell me, but I feel like in the US, that is something that's very easy. Like I just think of, like we were talking about my sister, for example, she did studies in like international business and she did that for a while. And then she became an oncology nurse for a while. And she decided she's like, I am tired of having to tell people that their relatives are dying. And so she's like, I'm changing careers. And now she's an accountant and going from, I would say businesswoman to nurse to accountant. And she also does belly dancing at semi-professional level. in addition to her accounting work. That doesn't seem strange to anyone, I feel like.
No, I mean, that's typical in the United States. I mean, look at our former president, Donald Trump. He was he was a business owner and he
Yeah.
became president of the United States.
Yeah. Or Arnold Schwarzenegger, who went for, I've read a little bit about his biography, which is absolutely fascinating. And how when he came to the US, he worked in construction. He started a bricklaying company because he couldn't find a job. He became, a professional athlete for, bodybuilding, and then an actor, and then governor, and now, entrepreneur and things like that. So it's, I feel like being able to have those opportunities to just really reinvent yourself, it can help, I would say, staying out of maybe a specific job, maybe also a specific industry where at some point, if you're not happy, it just becomes this like soul crushing experience. And it's good to be able to totally change and to reinvent yourself.
Yeah, there's a lot of opportunity. That's why I tell my students, I said, there's a lot of opportunity. And one thing about the United States, there's a lot of opportunity here. You can be whoever you want to be. Like I think of Madonna, the singer Madonna, how she reinvented herself so many times. And it's totally acceptable here in the United States.
And people are like, okay, awesome. Now that she's doing something new, and you like it or you don't like it, but you respect the the evolution, I would say.
Yeah, the evolution, and also you're not looked down upon if you're like want to start a new career. People do it all the time. So,
yeah, exactly. And you're like, all right, cool, new project, and so right. Well, okay, now very interesting. Thank you very much for that, Karyn, and for sharing your experience. And
well, let me just summarize. Now I'm at my best career. I'm teaching business English. That was always what I wanted to do. When I was in high school, I wanted to be an English teacher. So I have come full circle. So
exactly. And I would say this is a fabulous career to be in. This is what I've been doing for 20 years. And I still very much enjoy it. So looking forward to more years because I feel like it's a great career.
It's a challenge. It's challenging. Yeah.
Indeed. It is challenging, but but that's the fun because you can reinvent the way you do it. So yeah.
Exactly.
Awesome. All right. Thanks a lot, Karyn, and talk to you soon.
All right. Thank you.
Thanks for listening to the English Conversation Club podcast. And if you're a founder, CEO, solopreneur, or business developer, and you want to have more international clients in 2024, join my special email list to be the first to know about my new program coming in February. It's designed to help you become the reference in your industry and captivate clients across borders, so you don't want to miss this. To know more, go to christinarubafe.com/clients. And we'll see you next week for another exciting episode of the English Conversation Club podcast.